Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and sorry for the late update. After months of heartache, betrayal, and gut-wrenching truths, finally the divorce papers have been signed. So buckle in because this isn't just closure. I discovered my wife of 7 years is cheating on me. She doesn't know that I know. Update 14. Divorce papers signed. So Anna and I met at my lawyer's office. Both her lawyer and my lawyer were there as well as a notary. Mother-in-law was in the waiting room and I gave her a hug. She was crying. My dad sat down with mother-in-law and was polite. They never really hung out together, so it was not an emotional meeting for him. Just awkward AF. I left them in the waiting room sitting. Once the legal stuff was handled, I signed a separate agreement. $7,500 in exchange for a meeting with Anna 1 year post-divorce. My lawyer had vetted it. No downside. 1 year of no contact, then a meeting. Mediator required. Therapist optional. We each show up, try in good faith for a couple of hours, and then part ways. If I skip it or ignore it, I get nothing. Then, it was time for the most brutal effing chat of my life. Anna had some papers that she was reading from. She handed over a manila envelope that she said was a copy of what she was about to read to me. During the whole thing, she would stop and cry and say she was sorry and that she loved me. At one point, she put her head in her hands and cried for a bit while I was waiting awkwardly. She started off by saying she will love me for the rest of her life. She will never forgive herself for hurting me. She will work on herself in order to be a better person. A lot of it echoed what father-in-law told me at the driving range. This time it felt more real. She said she had been ashamed of her failing business and didn't want to dip into our joint funds anymore. Not to impress or protect me, just her ego. She admitted Liam was a full-blown affair. Liam never forced or coerced her. She let it happen, and she wanted it to happen. It was on her, she said, and then cried some more. Liam helped her with her business and gave her the credit card. Basically seduced her with his charm and the fact that he took her to all of these super exclusive and expensive places, and she willingly allowed herself to be seduced. It's not an excuse. We both grew up in the upper-middle-class economic household, but we never went out to super expensive places. A rare expensive date night for us would be around $250, and that's like an anniversary dinner. $250 was cheap for them. The wine or champagne alone cost $250 at minimum. Seeing the credit card records, I already knew about the expensive restaurants and money spent on stuff, so it wasn't exactly news to me. What stung was how she said it felt like success. Being wanted by a rich a-hole validated her in a way she couldn't admit to herself at the time. She said it was fun in the beginning because she was able to separate it from her life. She was swept up in the romantic dates and the boutiques and him working his charm. Compartmentalization. She did repeat that she was never in love with him. It was just exciting and forbidden and sneaky. She didn't use these exact words. I honestly am having trouble remembering exactly what was said at this point. She said the adult shop purchase was a remote control adult wellness device. Some costumes that she said were cheap and humiliating, and she threw them away because they didn't fit well. Rubber and, that slippery stuff. She insisted they always use rubber, but they didn't in actual practice. She was aware of his vasectomy. She said she enjoyed fooling around at first because of the excitement and forbiddenness and new relationship energy, but then it became like a chore. Because Liam ultimately wasn't particularly great in bed, and she started to feel guilty all the time, and yet again she said she didn't love him. She said it stopped being fun when Liam started acting like he owned her, and she owed him her time. She didn't like how possessive he was getting, or how he treated her like a thing he bought rather than a person he cared about. She didn't end it then, though. When I asked why, she said she didn't have a good answer other than she felt stuck. Said the gifts and the credit card and the help with her failing business blurred the lines. She and Nora told herself to keep it going just a little longer until she could untangle herself, because she was too deep into cleanly break away, she said. She had already started doing this in October when her business became profitable on its own. On New Year's Eve, she met Liam at Bridezilla's party and thought they were just going to a hotel as usual. Instead, he took her to his house without asking. They slept together in Liam's master bedroom reluctantly on her part. And then, right after, he FaceTimed his wife while Anna was still right there. She said the way he looked at his wife and the way he stole glances at her during that call made her feel sick. She said that because of their actions at Liam's home, and after I accused her of cheating that night, she saw it for the ugly thing it was, and that's when she decided she was done. She bought all the gifts and date nights for me out of guilt, which is not a big revelation at this point either. Same with the intimacy and love bombing for me all through the affair. And then she decided to get specific. Now, I won't repeat what she said. I won't put those words in writing. Just know it sounded like she was reading from the script of a low-budget corn shoot. Every word shredded me. Hearing what she let him do, what she chose to let him do, felt like being erased. Like our love life had been overwritten by some horrific BS. I don't know why she thought I would want to hear it. I've since learned that it's part of radical honesty and reconciliation. I guess nobody told her that reconciliation requires consent. I didn't sign up for that. I didn't agree to this. So after a bit of her reading that nightmare out loud, I was done. I was looking around for another trash can to throw up in. At that point, I couldn't hear anymore. I felt like this balloon of ice-cold water exploded in my chest, and I started breathing heavily, and I just had to get the hell out of there. I ran out of the lawyer's office, while Anna crying hard like she was surprised I didn't want to sit through this crap. My mother-in-law called after me, and my dad scrambled to follow me like, oh crap, he's leaving. I didn't want to wait for the elevator. We quickly moved down the stairs and got in the car, and my dad drove me home. I shivered uncontrollably the whole drive home, teeth chattering. He turned the heat all the way up. Tunnel vision. I couldn't catch my breath. Dad wanted to take me to the ER, but I told him I wanted to go home. When we got home, he gave me a hot bath. I was so out of it. Imagine giving your 30-year-old son a hot bath. After that, I crawled into bed and sobbed myself to sleep while my dad rubbed my back. I woke up and it was nighttime, and I drank like a gallon of water. I desperately wanted to go back to sleep, so I took some pills. Second worst day of my life. To my understanding, which is flawed, I'm not a lawyer, is that there's a 30-day waiting period. Then the Superior Court reviews all of the documents, and then it all goes over to a judge who reviews and signs off on it. Should be mid-July at the minimum, probably well into August. Depends on how backed up they are. I don't care to hear any more of Anna's statement. I don't see how it matters at this point. Just the details I heard were bad enough. She started reading it off quickly like she was galloping through it to get it over with. You know, that monotone reading voice but quivering, papers held out in front of her with her face up against it like she's hiding. I'm feeling really depressed. Loving Anna is like this terminal habit I have to break. It's like I've been eating the tastiest, healthiest food, and a doctor just told me I've developed a fatal allergy to it. Can't eat it anymore. But nothing else appeals to me, so I'm just going to starve. I don't know how to not love her. We'll just have to learn, though, so I can have peace again. My therapist mentioned meds. I don't want that, but I might have to. Everything feels like heavy lifting, even merely existing. I freaking hate this crap. I need to take my own advice and start doing some intense exercise. I know that it's an all-natural mood elevator, endorphins. I have decided to start going into the office to work. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts for a while. I will take breaks to go somewhere private and feel feelings if I need to. Anna and her family are officially no contact with me. If they break no contact and I can prove it, then I get the $7,500. But that's so far off my goddamn radar right now that it's in a different time zone. I guess I will update again when I have the official divorce paper or whatever it's called in my hands. Until then, thank you. Everyone here. I don't have better words than that. I wish I did. When I get my feet under me, I will try to keep the karma train rolling and share with people in the same situation. Let me answer some comments. Update. Just wanted to clarify a few things from private messages and comments and do a little journaling. First of all, I'm doing okay. I'm breathing. No plans to change that fact. My therapist recommended a low dose of this one pill that I can't mention here, and my GP agreed. It's filling that now. Now, to the update. When Anna read her statement, we were alone in the conference room. The papers were signed, dated, and notarized, and whisked away to magical legal land, so the lawyers' jobs were basically done. At that point, she could admit to sleeping with the entire city of Cleveland, and it wouldn't affect the divorce outcome. After talking with my dad, he was having a chat with mother-in-law. While this all was taking place, he's not great with subtleties of communication, but he said that she seemed crazy and just kept talking. He said she told him that she told Anna that she better do whatever the books and therapists tell her to do in order to reconcile with me that day. When I met mother-in-law, she didn't seem crazy. She just seemed very sad. I do think that explains Anna trying to speedrun reconciliation. The thing I'm losing sleep over, which I probably shouldn't, is what she's thinking. I think I understand why she did it at this point. I mean, if a rich 25-year-old bikini supermodel took in after me and knew exactly what to say and what to do, I would at the very least be tempted to cheat. I don't understand why she wanted to come back so badly. Can't be for financial reasons. She's already proven to herself that she can get with a rich guy who will take care of her. I'm doing okay financially, I can afford to live, but she has her own business, and it's making a good profit now. She doesn't need my paycheck in order to live. I make it sound like I'm a big pushover for her, but I wasn't clingy. I didn't make her the center of my universe. I had my own life. I had my own friends. I didn't wait on her hand and foot. I did little things for her with no expectation for anything in return. But isn't that the bare minimum in a relationship? She's already proven she doesn't respect me or our marriage. Why the hell would you want to be with someone you have no respect for in a relationship you have no care for? Is it just a habit? Is it the fact that she had to train a new guy in what she likes and doesn't like? I'm not ugly and I'm funny, and there's no other person in the world like me and I'm special and all that other PBS Kids bullcrap. But come on, I'm not that unique. And she knows she's attractive. Any room she would walk into, she'd be one of the best looking, if not the best looking woman in there. She has a sweet, nice personality, you know, other than the adultery, and she was never super dramatic or chaotic. Our life was pretty peaceful. She's not a single mom. She'd find someone fairly quickly, and that guy would be a quality guy. I told my lawyer to keep a copy of Anna's confession for Lisa's divorce and send the other copy to me. Now I have some quality reading material if I ever start missing Anna or romanticizing her. Update. I wanted to clarify why I sat through Anna's statement. First, it absolutely was not a condition of the divorce. There's no legal stipulation possible where someone can make someone listen to a speech in order to sign divorce papers. I did it as a favor to Anna because through mother-in-law she said it would help her in her therapy. It sounded legit to me, because it seems to me that improving your life after something like this would mean admitting your fault to the person you have wronged, which is what she did. The problem is, she didn't just say, "I'm sorry, it's on me. You did nothing to deserve this." She also treated me like some kind of Catholic priest and tried to confess all her sins in detail, which I didn't sign up for. I don't think she meant to hurt me, which somehow makes it worse. Maybe it's partly on me for going no contact, but I was clear in my letter that I wasn't open to reconciling. Hearing her take full responsibility was cathartic until she kept talking, and when she got into the details, I froze. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Then the shock hit, and I just got up and ran. The $7,500 thing is also completely optional. The money is being held aside somehow. Escrow, I think, not sure. It is not a condition of the divorce and has absolutely nothing to do with it. It's a completely separate thing. I think I made that clear, but apparently not. I realize it's a ploy. The idea, I'm sure, is that time apart will make us miss each other, and after a year, we'll reunite and realize we still belong together. Well, that's not going to happen. Short update. My lawyer FedExed Anna's confession to me. She told me not to open it and just keep it for my records, just in case. It's sitting there in the FedEx envelope, unopened in a drawer in the guest bathroom, and there it shall stay henceforth. Our wedding anniversary is on the 10th. Jim told me he's getting Matt and Bob together for a non-drinking party. It's our final anniversary being married. What a effed up celebration that will be. Maybe she will break no contact, and I will get myself a $7,500 anniversary gift. I've been pretty down. The pill is taking its sweet time kicking in. I'm sorry I'm not very communicative. I will update later. I'm alive. I have no plans to change that because F them all. I'm not going to be anyone's Othello. Kind of a stretch there, but you know what I mean. Well, thank you so much, guys, if you've stayed with me this far. There's one last update coming soon. I'll upload it as soon as I'm done working on it. In the meantime, please support the channel. Subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next part. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this story, so feel free to share them in the comments. Till then, take care. Bye.